I'm flying back out tomorrow. I saw Charles yesterday and today. I told him about the letter and what you put on the net on your video.
Right.
He said they are required to let us know anytime they return something to someone and we don't get it. But they never told him about your letter.
Wow. Those bastards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My goodness.
So I just thought I'd let you know. He said, please, if you talk to Rudy, you tell him thank you so much for doing that.
Okay.
How much I appreciate it. So,
well, I hope he's hanging in there, and I hope he's maintaining his sanity in that hellhole. And we're going to keep sending him letters, and I pray they let it go through. You know, it's just terrible what's happening.
If anybody can think about sending letters to the judge, even if they've already sent one.
Okay.
Anything they can think of. But he did, one guy was in there with 2 convictions. He was sentenced 10 years on one, 5 on the other, to run concurrent. His 10 years was up. He put in his paperwork for release, and the state of Oklahoma says, oh, you still have 5 years to serve. He said these were not consecutive. They were concurrent. I have the paperwork. Well, it doesn't matter. So Charles fixes the paperwork up for him. Apparently, Charles gets hollered at as he's going across the yard.
Okay.
He is becoming the attorney of record.
Okay.
Without being the attorney of record.
Right, right.
Anyway, he got the paperwork filled out for this guy. They sent it in.
Yep.
And to the federal court. And the federal court says, hey, Oklahoma, you're wrong.
Yep.
He's to be released.
And did
so
they?
He's supposed to be getting out in the next couple of weeks.
Well, praise God. Praise God. That's wonderful.
So he's still working at it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm telling you, it is something.
Well, I know he's very. It sounds like he's very accomplished when it comes to this legal stuff. I'm not really at all accomplished in that, but he sounds like he's. I know last time my wife said he was studying to become a lawyer, and he was acing all of his exams, and he was even getting mad if he missed like 1 or 2 questions. So.
Oh, he gets so upset if he misses anything.
Yeah.
I do well if I get a C or a B. I am elated. Him,
right.
if he doesn't have 100%, he's just devastated.
Right, right.
But he's got his basic paralegal degree. He has got the paperwork to start his advanced paralegal, which is a good basis for everything else. And he says, I'm not real sure. I've got about 10 cases going at the moment. Not sure when I'm going to have a chance to go to school, but I'm going to give it another shot.
Yeah. No, we're praying for Charles. It's such a tragedy what he's going through. Do you know what the latest status of his legal efforts are?
Well, let's see. The latest thing that happened was the federal court got upset with the state because the state sent 82 pages instead of 42 or 44, whatever it's supposed to be. And it was not done in the right format. I've seen it. It's nothing but a whole big bunch of prose instead of everything like it's supposed to be in sections.
I see.
And they claimed that he didn't have this and didn't have that in his original appeal, which they sent to Charles and asked for a specific thing. Charles immediately copied it and sent it back to them because he did have it. And then they sent to the state court and said, we want his original appeal. You have referred to this multiple times and did not send it.
Okay.
Everything that he had in it that they said he didn't have in it is there. So we don't know what the federal court's going to do with it.
So Charles was convicted at the state level, but he's trying to take it to the federal level through his appeal. Is that what is happening?
Right.
Okay, all right.
That's where he's at now, because
Okay.
he has been through his direct appeal, the district appeal, the Oklahoma Court of Criminal Appeals, and they've all just summarily denied him
Okay.
without going through like they're supposed to and look at the merits of the case and discuss why on the merits of the case this is not true.
Okay.
Well, he's now at the federal court, and they're looking really close.
Oh,
So
good. Okay.
Why we need to have people writing and saying, we've looked at the case, we believe whatever,
Yeah. In their own words, that he needs to be set free, and there was a huge miscarriage of justice. I'm looking to make sure that we've got the address to the judge that we should be writing to. Okay. Write Charles's judge asking for release on his upcoming appeal. U.S. Is it still the 10th District Court of Appeals, Honorable Bernard M. Jones?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay, that's what I have. And okay, well, not to alarm you, but I pretty much start the recorder anytime anybody calls me. Do you want me to put our conversation out publicly so people will get the update that you just provided me and the status update of writing the judge? It's completely up to you.
It's fine with me.
Okay. I don't ever publish anything unless, I get approval from the other person or unless I'm calling a public servant. But your updates are so important, and I know you've been advocating for your son for so long, and it's just important everybody stay up to date. And if we want to try to flood that judge with letters of support, this is the time to do it, it sounds like.
Yeah, he said that right now, since they're looking at it, it would be an opportune time to be polite,
Right.
but look at the evidence that's out there and know in your own heart when you write it that you're saying what you feel.
Yeah, I completely understand.
He doesn't want to tell anybody exactly what to say or how to say it.
Right. And we've got those documents on our webpage for him. I know one of them is Operation Floodlight, and then he put together 4 appeal documents that he did pro se, and those appeal documents are full of all kinds of evidence that he's innocent and that he could not be guilty of this. And it's just, as you know, Miss Dyer, it's finding people that will take the time and to go through it and to have a heart that cares. But if we don't stand up for Charles after he stood up for us, then there's something wrong with our...
Well, there's a whole lot of information to go through.
Yeah,
and if you saw what's on my computer, my daughter finally decided I couldn't have that many icons on my computer.
Yeah, I understand.
And so she taught me how to put them in file folders.
Oh, yeah, right. There you go.
I didn't know how to do that.
Yeah. I've got a friend, he's in his mid-70s, and I recently taught him how to double-click. He didn't quite understand the whole concept of double-clicking, so we're all doing the best that we can,
Well, next August I'll be 76.
Oh, there you go.
So I understand.
Well, very good.
We were talking about phone numbers today.
Yep.
Charles says, I remember the phone number that we had in Duncan. I wish you could have kept it. I said, whoa, wait a minute. When I was a little kid and I lived in Washington State, our phone number was Whitehall 7206.
Wow. That's cool.
Now, when we moved to Waurika, our number was Canal 76632.
Wow.
You only had to dial the 4 numbers. So, yeah. And when his dad was using the phone out on the farm when he was a kid, you picked up the phone and off, just the earpiece off, you rang with a crank. The operator came on and said, "Can I help you?" And you said, "Yeah, Billy, I want to talk to so-and-so." Because Billy Fowler was our operator.
Yeah, I understand. My dad would talk about party lines where you would just pick up the phone and there would be like a conversation. You'd have to politely ask, "I've got an emergency. Can you guys like finish it up so I can make?" Yeah, I remember my dad talking about that.
Oh yeah, Johnny said that's where he learned the facts of life, listening to phone calls.
Yeah, picking up your phone, you could hear your neighbors talking about whatever they wanted to talk about. Yeah, that's crazy.
So, oh yeah. Yeah,
well,
so he was reminiscing today.
Yeah. Well, we
got to laugh, and then everybody got to looking at us like, "Are these two nuts?"
Well, I'm glad to hear that that Charles is maintaining his spirits, and I'm glad to hear he's maintaining his sanity. I think a lot of people would have really gone insane after what he's been through, but I'm really glad to hear that you've got a chance to visit him, and we're going to continue to mail him letters, and I'm going to mail that judge another letter too. So thank you for reminding us. So
Saturday they had a big thing there. They now have an AMVET group.
Okay.
On prison. Charles has been elected commander.
Well, praise God.
So they had a real good program on Saturday for Memorial Day.
Great. Excellent.
So I was thrilled. But anyway, I did get to see him Sunday and Monday, so I'll be flying home tomorrow. And then hopefully we'll get to see him over the 4th of July. I don't know for sure yet.
How long has he been in prison, Miss Dyer, so far?
Let's see. He was arrested in 2010. He was convicted in 2011.
It's going on 8 years, huh?
Uh-huh. Sure is.
My goodness.
Been fighting it all this time.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's been a long, drawn-out, horrible procedure.
Yeah. Well, he's a strong individual, and I know his videos when he was before he got put in prison. They were inspiring a lot of people, and we're looking forward to him being released and getting his freedom. And whatever he chooses to do with the rest of his life is, of course, up to him. But he was a natural-born leader. He is a natural-born leader. Whatever he did, you could tell he was going to be very good at it.
You know, everything he said was from the heart.
Yeah.
And he always researched before he said anything.
Yep.
So, anyway, like I say, right now, this is where we stand, is federal court's looking at it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask my wife, and we're gonna put it out on YouTube to ask people to write that judge, and they can find that judge's address on. I'm sure they can find it on his Facebook page, and they can find it on our website as well. So.
Good deal. Well, I appreciate it, and I just, like I say, I had the message from him to you, and I said, I will tell him tonight.
Well, it breaks my heart they didn't tell him, because they're not even following their own policies. You know, they should have told him, but
they're not.
You know, all of this will come out in the wash on Judgment Day, but we're going to write him another letter, and I pray that the next one gets to him. And thank you for delivering the message. And
yeah, well, we've decided today. A bunch of us visitors decided today, standing in line, going inside, because rules change. You can wear this time, you can't next time. You can bring this time, but you can't the next time. Depends on who's on the desk.
Yeah.
And we've decided that the rules for the prison system are written in pencil.
Yeah, so they can erase it. And yeah.
So, anyway.
I understand.
Whatever.
I think that all of the prison systems we need a massive, not just prison reform, but criminal judicial reform. And anyway, I think we're both in agreement on that. But God bless you, Mrs. Dyer, and we'll make sure we try to get the word out. And you know that your son and you are always in our prayers. And I'm so impressed and encouraged that you've stood up for your son all this time. And we're going to continue to help and do whatever we can.
Well, one of the other prisoners visited with me. He calls me Mama.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think I'm Mama to about 4 or 5 of them.
Well, praise God.
Anyway, I was mentioned today about Pastor Manning, and he said, "You know Pastor Manning?"
Yeah, you've been on the show a couple of times, I think.
Yeah. And he says, "Oh my God!"
That's cool.
So he's known there. So, well, you take it easy, and I will talk at you later.
Okay, safe travels, and God bless you, Mrs. Dyer, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.